Hey guys, I'm sorry that I'm not there with you today, but I do want to give you really precise instructions on what you're supposed to do today so that you do not get behind on your project. Let's still do our bell ringers together. It's on the back side of the bell ringers we were working on last week. These are all going to be review bell ringers this week because you have a test on Friday, so I'm trying to prep you and get you ready for the content that you can expect on your test. There's also a study guide that's in the last page of your packet if you want to go ahead and start looking over that information so that you can be prepared for your test on Friday. So your bell ringer today says using the letter A, write the genotype. You got to know that a genotype is your letter combination, okay? So you're doing a letter combination for homozygous dominant. Homo means same, dominant is a capital letter, so you would have two of the same capital letters, so big A, big A. Then we have homozygous recessive. Once again, homozygous is same, recessive is lowercase, so it would be two of the same lowercase a's, so little a, little a. And then heterozygous means different, so you'll have a capital A and a lowercase a for that genotype. Your reminders for this week, we're going to keep working on our Pokemon project. You'll work on it all the way through Wednesday. You have a test on Friday, so make sure you're prepping for it this week. There's no new vocabulary. And then there is a new ed puzzle as a review of the unit that we've gone over. And it's only 3 minutes long, and it's due on Friday. So for today, I want to go over a couple of things. On Friday, you guys should have gotten with a partner, and each of you drew a Pokemon. So you should have 2 Pokemon drawn. A lot of you put your Pokemon in the trays, so you are more than welcome to go get your Pokemon out of the tray after this video so that you can get started. You guys will also need to grab a poster board today. So there are big white poster boards, or if you drew your creatures a little smaller, I do have a blue poster board. There's probably like 20 pieces of those in the back if you would prefer to do that because it's smaller. You're more than welcome to use either one. So once you grab your Pokemon from Friday, you grab a poster board. What you're going to do today is you are going to create a phenotype-genotype chart where you come up with the 4 traits that you pick between the 2 different parents, and you're going to fill in a chart, and you're going to make it look just like the one I have up on the screen, this one right here. Okay, so you'll list whatever trait you want to pick between your 4 Pokemon, and then the 5th one will be gender. All right. Then you'll have another column for the genotypes. There are always 3 genotypes. 2 capital letters like you see here, a capital and a lowercase, and then 2 lowercase letters. And then you're going to tell me that phenotype. What does that mean? What physical trait are they getting? So that's where you guys get to pick what you want to be dominant and what you want to be recessive. So if you were looking at skin color and one of you had a blue Pokemon and the other had a yellow, you could make one of those colors dominant and the other color recessive. And that's the key you're going to use to do your code for phenotypes, all right? And you're going to make up all that for trait 2, 3, and 4. The gender one is a little different because there's only 2 genotypes for gender. It's XX and XY. And we know XX gives the physical trait of female, and XY will give the physical trait of male. And then you're done with your phenotype and genotype chart. What you'll need to do next is you will need to do 5 Punnett squares. So you'll have 4 traits and gender, that's 5. Each one of these gets its own Punnett square. Okay, and you can pick the genotypes of the parent as long as it makes sense. So if you had a yellow parent, you would have to have a purely recessive parent on the outside of the Punnett square. You couldn't just do a capital letter, lowercase letter, and capital capital. That would never code for yellow. So make sure it's accurate, okay? So you'll do a Punnett square for all your traits, and then you get to pick which trait you're going to pass on to your baby. And what I want you to do is circle that genotype inside the Punnett square that you're going to pass on to the baby. So that's essentially all that you're doing today. The phenotype genotype chart and the 5 Punnett squares. All right, so I'm going to break it down even more for you. If these were the 2 parents, okay, I picked 4 traits that I could see clearly different between them. Their skin color, blue versus yellow. Their body texture, this one has feathers, this one has like fur or hair. Their nose, this one has pinchers, and this one has a beak. And then their amount of legs. This little guy has 2 legs, this guy has 4 legs. So I just picked what I wanted to be recessive and dominant. I did all 3 genotypes for each trait. And then I said what that meant. So if they got that genotype, what would be the physical trait that they get? And then here is the gender one. Okay, that's all you're doing. Do not copy my traits. Come up with your own. Then you're going to do your Punnett squares. Okay, so I'm just doing one Punnett square to show you how it's done. You guys have to do a total of 5 for the 4 traits and the gender. So I pretended that one parent was big S, little s, because you get to choose, and I did have a blue parent, so I chose big S, little s for him. And then I also had a yellow parent, so I had to do little s, little s. Filled in my Punnett square. Let's say that I wanted to pass on the yellow trait, which is recessive, so then I would circle one of the genotypes that gave me yellow. That easy, okay? If you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. You can go ahead and start gluing things down on your poster board, but make sure you leave room because you will be doing a pedigree chart and you'll be making a Pokemon baby, okay? All right. Email me if you need me. Good luck.